Today is the Sun Salutation A day of the Lena D Wellness Challenge. This is the yoga portion of the challenge. If you're new to yoga, I welcome you. I also ask that you be kind to yourself. Accept yourself exactly as you are. I want you to know that perfection does not exist in this practice. It's okay if you are unable to create the poses in your body exactly as I'm saying and demonstrating. Only do what your body will allow in any given moment. The Sun Salutation A is a great way to wake up your body. It's common to feel stiff within the first few rounds of this yoga series. As your muscles warm up, the stiffness should begin to decrease. As you begin each pose, it's important to have your eyes fixed on your drishti. Your drishti is a stationary or non-moving object that you will gaze at. This will help you to establish balance and focus. Your drishti will be directly out in front or behind you, depending on the pose. One of the key components of yoga is your breath. Your breath helps you engage fully in the poses, as well as transition between each one. The type of breathing that you will practice is what's known as ujjayi breathing. This requires that you breathe in through your nose, filling only your chest with air, to a count of 4, pausing your breath for a few seconds on the 4th count. And then slowly, you will exhale the air out of your nose to a count of 4, again pausing your breath on the 4th count. Your mouth should be closed during ujjayi breathing to prevent air from leaving your mouth. Let's practice. Take an inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. The first Sun Salutation A pose is known as mountain pose. For demonstration purposes, I'll be facing the side of my mat. However, when you complete this pose, you will be facing the top of your mat. To set up for mountain pose, stand with your feet hip-width distance apart. Your toes should be pointing straight ahead. Press down firmly into the 4 corners of your feet. Those 4 corners include the left and right side of your heels, as well as the toe mounds, which are the spaces located directly underneath your big toe and pinky toe. Take a slight bend in your knees to avoid locking out your joints. Then send the front of your pelvis up toward your belly. Next, pull the top of your head up toward the ceiling or sky. Your arms will be above your head with your palms facing each other. Pretend as if you are holding an imaginary ball between your hands. Spread your fingers apart and bring your shoulder blades together. Pull your leg muscles in toward your bones and draw your belly in toward your back. Now, Lift your toes up toward your face. You should be engaging your entire body in this pose, as well as the remaining poses. Forward fold is the next pose. At the beginning of your next exhale, bend your hips forward toward your legs. The top of your head and fingers should hang toward your feet. In this pose, your drishti will be toward the back of your mat. Keep a slight bend in your knees and continue pressing down into your toe mounds and heels. Release any tension in your neck, tongue, jaw, or face. On your next inhale, you will move into halfway lift pose. Place your palms on your shins and lift your torso until your chest is parallel to your yoga mat or towel. There should be a straight line between the top of your head to your tailbone. Your back should be as flat as possible, and your drishti will be straight down at your mat or your towel. On your next exhale, you will move into chaturanga pose, which is also known as high plank to low plank pose. I will demo this pose in a full plank as well as a half plank variation. For both variations, you will start by placing your palms directly onto the surface beneath you, shoulder width distance apart. Your pointer fingers should be pointing toward the top of your mat, with your thumbs facing the center of your body. The shape between these fingers should resemble the shape of the letter L, both forward and reverse. Now press each knuckle down into the surface. Your drishti will be between your thumbs for this pose. Make sure that your shoulders are directly over your wrists and your elbows are bent slightly. For a full plank, your legs will be extended out behind you. You will create a straight line from the top of your head to your feet. Avoid bending your hips or dropping them too low. Your heels should be over the balls of your feet. If they are not, take your heels an inch or so forward toward the top of your mat. For the half plank, you will be kneeling on your mat or towel. Make sure that your knees are back far enough so that your hips are fully extended. You want to create a straight line from the top of your head to your knees. In both plank variations, take the front of your pelvis up toward your belly. Then draw your belly in toward your spine. To transition into low plank, shift your body forward about an inch or so toward the top of your mat or towel. Your shoulders will be slightly over your wrists, and as you lower down, draw the tops of your arms in towards your ribs. Your chest should hover an inch or so over your mat, and your elbows should be pointing toward the back of your mat or towel. Your elbows should be pointing toward the back of your mat or towel. You want to avoid pointing them towards the sides. Your chaturanga should be done in one complete exhale breath. If that doesn't work for you, make sure to take an exhale before moving into the next pose. On your next inhale, move into upward facing dog pose. Keep your palms where they are, and then take the tops of your feet to rest on the surface beneath you. Lift the top of your head up, taking your gaze up toward the ceiling or sky. You have the options of keeping your thighs on the mat or lifting them off completely, keeping only your hands and tops of your feet on the mat. Expand your chest. You should feel the muscles in the center of your chest moving out towards the sides of your body. Then wrap your shoulder blades around your spine. On your next exhale, move into downward facing dog pose. Take the balls of your feet to the surface beneath you. Press down firmly into your hands, then send your hips up toward the sky or ceiling. Your body should resemble an upside down letter V. Send your heels down toward the surface beneath you. If your heels do not touch the surface, that's completely okay. Draw your belly in toward your spine and allow your head to dangle, releasing any tension in your neck, face, tongue, or jaw. Be sure to keep a slight bend in both your elbows as well as your knees. Next, step forward toward your hands or take a slight hop. If you decide to hop, make sure that you land softly. Once at the top of your mat, halfway lift and inhale, and then fold forward on your exhale. Move into mountain pose on the following inhale. Now you are back where you started, and this makes one complete sun salutation A. Repeat these poses for at least 10 to 15 minutes. You may stay in each pose for one breath or hold them for 3 to 4 breaths. Here's a demo of what it will look like moving from mountain pose all the way through to the very end of the sequence. Mountain pose, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, forward fold, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Halfway lift, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Chaturanga, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Upward facing dog, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Downward facing dog, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Fold forward, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Mountain, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Fold, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Lift, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Chaturanga, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Up dog, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Down dog, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, fold, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Once your 10 to 15 minutes is up, make your way to your final downward facing dog. Then make your way to a seated position. Close your eyes and take your palms to your heart. Keeping your palms together, bring your thumbs up to your forehead. Take this time to acknowledge yourself for making it this far in the challenge and for completing this yoga practice. I'm sending you positive and loving vibes. This concludes the Sun Salutation A. Namaste. To keep the challenge interesting, try adding additional time to the other Sun A's. Be sure to do what's best for your body as well as your schedule.